Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In SQL tutorial series, today we are going to discuss about SQL data types. So are you confused about SQL data types and when to use int, varchar or decimal? So in this video, I will explain everything about the SQL data types in a simple way and clear way. So make sure that you watch the video till the end so you can understand exactly what each data type is and when to use it. So let's start with the basic. So let's first understand what are SQL data types. So SQL data types define what type of data in a column can store. So we have seen a lot of examples before as well. When we are creating a new table, we have defined the data types for that particular column, right? So SQL data types define what type of data a column can store. So for example, a column can store a number, text, dates, or even files as well. So choosing the correct data type is a very important because it affects the data accuracy, storage space, query performance. So if you are using the wrong data type, your data can become inefficient or even incorrect. So let's first discuss about the numeric data type. So now let's talk about the numeric data types which are used to store a numbers. So there are different numeric data types. The first one is the integer. Then we have big int, big integer, and then we have small int or small integer or a tiny integer. So let's understand the difference between these three. So integer is basically used for a normal numbers like 100, 20, 30 regular numbers. You can use a integer data type. Then we have big integers. So when we are having a very large number, in that case you can use a big integer. Suppose if you are storing a number of users like thousand users are there, suppose, or there are 500 users, you can use a integer. In the big integers, if you are storing a very large values like total app downloads, it can be in million or billion, then you should use a big integer. So a smaller integer or a tiny integer basically contains a smaller range. So as per your need, you can define those integer value, whole number value. You can store in the integer or big integer or small integer or tiny integers. So this is all about the whole number. What about the decimal or the floating numbers? So for the decimal, we have the decimal data type. Then we have the float data type as well. So basically, these are used when numbers have a decimal values like 0.314 is the decimal value, right? So decimal is exact values when you have, then you can use the decimal. And when you want to use approximate values, then you can use the float. For example, if you are storing a product price like 99.99, you should use a decimal because it gives exact precision. But if you are working with the scientific calculations like 0.123456 or you are using the pi value, the entire pi value, you can use the float. So always use the decimal for the financial data and because float can cause a rounding issues. So this all about is the numeric data type. Then let's discuss the character data type. So we have a character or a string data type used to store the text value. So we have a char data type, then we have a varchar data type, then we have an varchar data type. Okay. So char is a basically a fixed length. Let me write here for you. It is a fixed length. Varchar is basically a variable length. It is a variable length and nvarchar supports a multiple language. Let me give you example for this character data type. So suppose I'm using a char 10. Okay, like char 10. So we'll still use a 10 characters even though the name is a small. Okay, so it acquires all the 10 character space. Suppose I'm having a small name, even that it will use the 10 characters. And when here I'm using varchar 10, we'll use only the required space. So basically that's why we will choose the varchar 10 when needed, when we want to save the name. Okay, so for gender suppose I'm putting the gender like male or female in just M or F, char is useful as it is a fixed length. So we will put either male or female. In that case, we can use a char data type. So if your application supports like a multiple language like Hindi, Arabic or Chinese, In that case, you should use n varchar. So these are the different character data type, and on the basis of your use cases, you can use the different data types. Okay. So then we have a date and time data types. So these are used to store date and time values. So date basically used to store only date. Then we have a time. Then that is used to store only time. Then we have date time as well. So date time is basically saving date and time. Okay. So this is basically the data type for the saving the date and time. So if you are storing an order date like 2024, 2024, 1st of January, okay, or any 10th of October 2025, you can use the date because this is just a date value, right? So if you're storing login time like 10:30 a.m., you can use the time. For full time stamp like transaction time you are saving. In that case, you can use a date time. So always prefer date time to over date time because it is more accurate. So there is a date time 2 as well, which is more precise. And when you want more accurate value, you can use this one. Then we have a Boolean or a bit data type. So there is a Boolean data type as well. So basically in SQL Server, we don't have a true or false directly. Instead, we use the Boolean value. So basically, one means true and 0 means false, right? So we don't use a true or false, we use 1 or 0. So for example, if you have a column like is that particular customer is active, 1 means the user is active and 0 means user is inactive. So this is commonly used in a real world application. So basically true or false is the Boolean value. Then we have a binary data type as well. So binary, these are used to store files like images or document. For those, you can use a binary data type. So there is a var binary and var binary max. So if you're storing a profile picture or PDF file in the database, binary data types are useful. Then we have XML and JSON as well. So these are the use for structured or semi-structured data. So XML stores XML format and JSON stores as a text. So if you're storing API responses or configuration settings, you may use XML or JSON format. So let's imagine a real world example. For example, we have a customer ID. What can be the data type? It should be integer as it can be 100, 101. That can be a customer ID. So it should be integer. Then we have a name, suppose. It should be varchar. Name can be any particular length value, varchar 50, maybe you can define the data type and the length for that. Then for email, what can be the data type? It should be a varchar. Maybe I will give you the example for the salary, join date, and is active. So can you tell me the data type for this one? You can put down that in the you can think about that. What can be the data type for the salary, join date, or is active? If you have answer, you can put down that in the comment section or note down anywhere. So for the salary, you can put the data type as the decimal. Then for the join date, you can use the date time data type. And for is active, as we already discussed, it will come under a binary data type. Is if user is active or not. So each column uses a data type based on the type of data it stores, right? So that's the SQL data types explained in a simple and clear way with the examples. So if you find this useful, like, share, and subscribe for more SQL and data analytics content, as well as I'm sharing the content related to the software testing as well. So make sure that you press that notification bell icon so you will get notified every time I post the new video. So if you have any question related to the data type, you can definitely ask me in the comment section. I'm happy to respond you back. So if you are a fresher and want to start your career in the data analytics or as a software tester, you can definitely connect with me. I will provide all those links in the description. You can have a one-on-one call with me as well. So if you have any question related to that as well, you can definitely reach out to me. Thank you for watching this video till the end. This SQL tutorial series, we will continue the next topic in the next video. So make sure that you follow along. And thank you for watching this video till the end and have a nice day.